Gaffer, well into pre-season now, but I suppose just for you, you're glad to be back at it now with the boys.
Yeah, we've obviously had a good few weeks with the players and with the group, putting a lot of work in, physically, tactically, and then obviously socially as well. We've made sure we've spent some good time together away from football. So group's in a really good place. We had a good break, which I think everybody needed. It was a real intense season, especially the end. The last few weeks and months were really tough for everybody. But we got what we wanted. We hit the target we needed to hit, and then the boys have come back in really good shape, and our aim now is to carry that momentum and that extra motivation to push on again.
Like you say, we got what we wanted. Just reflecting on it a little bit, how special was it for you?
Yeah, it was, I'd probably say, the best moment in my career so far as a coach. Just because sometimes people don't see the amount of work that goes in behind the scenes from all the staff, not just the technical staff, but our groundsman, our CEO, director of football, you guys, obviously our owner and board put a lot of work in. So to actually get there, and that final day at Bradford, it was one of obviously a lot of pride and joy, but also a lot of relief as well that it was finally over the line and we could celebrate it. So fully deserved. I think over the course of the season we were the best team. But now that's gone, and we move on quickly to our next challenge.
Like you say, a new challenge. How exciting is it going into the National League? Obviously a bigger league than what we've just come out of.
Yeah, we can't wait. We from the moment that final whistle went at Bradford, we've had a real focus on what we need to do next. I'm really happy with the way our recruitment's gone over the summer. We had a plan. We had a plan that we put together before the end of the season. We spent the second half of the season planning for eventualities, and that's the beauty of having a director of football, and the reason why clubs have one, because it's a really good structure to have future plans put in place, and Beach has been incredible in that role, especially for me. So we really enjoyed our summer so far in terms of recruitment and getting the right people and players in, people that fit our philosophy, people that want to play the way we play. But because the group is so tight and there's a real team spirit in there, we had to make sure that we got the right characters as well, not just to fit in, but to add and to help grow that culture that we're trying to build here. Because as much as I feel like we are in a good place, we've still got a long way to go to get to where I think this club can get to. So yeah, it's been really good so far.
And I suppose for you were probably chomping at the bit over the summer to get in and work with the boys and have a full pre-season after obviously coming in halfway through the season last year.
Yeah, I think it was, for me personally, this summer was a strange one. It's the longest I've ever had between an end of season and a start of a pre-season, but we made sure that, again, before we finished the season, the players all had really specific programmes that they had to complete over the season. Obviously, you're never stopping watching players, reviewing the season gone, looking at the league that you're going into, so that even though you're not in the building every day with the players, you're still constantly working and looking at ways to improve and getting ready for the challenge that is to come, because it is a big step from where we have been to where we are going.
And obviously part of that pre-season schedule was a trip to St Andrews. Just how beneficial was that to get away with the boys?
Incredible. It was a real incredible week for us. First time I'd been to St Andrews, so the venue was top draw, pitch was Premier League. And to have them resources to be able to spend 24 hours for 7 days a week with the players was priceless. You're getting to see people in different environments. You're spending more time with people than you would on a daily basis. Not just for players, but players mixing with different members of staff and staff. So some real good relationships were built there. And I'm a big believer that these 6-7 weeks of pre-season, they put your bedrock in for the the next 10 months that's to come, because there will be tough times in the season. There always is tough moments, and it's what you've done in these 7 weeks that hold you together.
You've touched on it already, the recruitment. We've had 5 new faces through the door. Just starting with obviously the goalkeeper position. Theo, I suppose for you this season, getting competition in for Nilo was crucial.
Yeah, definitely. Nilo was, for me, one of the best keepers in the league last season, so we were blessed with that. The amount of clean sheets he got proved how good he was. So first of all, we were really keen to keep him in the building. That was our first challenge. But then we wanted to give him some competition, and it was important that we got somebody that fitted into the way we play, not just a shot stopper. I think in Theo we've got a young keeper that's his shot stopping, his reactions are unbelievable, but his distribution is up there with some of the best I've seen. We do ask our goalkeepers to play in a different way, not necessarily just to be a goalkeeper, but to join in our build-up and the build-up process, because that's so important to us. So we're blessed that we've got 2 keepers that can go in. None has got the right to play above the other one, so it's going to be an unbelievable challenge all season. So yeah, that one was a big one for us.
And obviously down the other end, adding extra firepower up there, and obviously goal, Dusty Bassey, Kieran Glynn, but also Owen Evans attacking down the left. They're really strong additions, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, and because of the way we like to play attacking football. We like to take risk in our play, and to do that, you need different ingredients sometimes, because you play a certain way, people don't see why you need certain ingredients in the team, but it's like making a cake. You need different things to put together to make it work. So we feel like we've got really good ingredients in there now. We've got some really strong attributes. We've got great legs in there, great physicality in there. We've got some really good technical players, and above all, we've got strong characters in there, which is really pleasing.
Fixture's been out a few weeks. What do you make of our start?
I'll be honest with you, I'm not one of them that really thinks too much about it. You've got to play everybody. So whether you're at home or you're 4 hours down the road, it is what it is. We will be equipped to go into any challenge. We know there's a lot of different challenges in this league. There's obviously a lot of possession-based teams, but there's teams that are more physical and direct and do things a little bit different. So we have to make sure that we can cope with all of the challenges. We're going into a league now with some huge clubs with really, really big resources. We won't be the big fish in this league. There's a lot of firepower in it, a lot of big hitters in there. But we believe we can beat anybody on our day from whatever league, and we'll carry that confidence, we'll carry that motivation. As a football club, we've got our own identity and the way we go about things, and we don't fear anybody. We'll turn up to every ground, we'll invite people in here, and we'll give everybody a game. Our biggest challenge this season will be us.
And I suppose that's the key message, nothing to fear, obviously coming up as champions last year.
Yeah, definitely. It's really important that we are confident. But our challenge will be us in terms of how good and how far we can push ourselves. And the big challenge to this group of players is not to settle for the success you had last season, because we'll get our backside fout if we go into the season, into the games in this league, if we think we've conquered it because we won the league the year before. There's going to be some tough tests and some times that things don't go our way, and we're going to have to react to that. So yeah, we know it's not going to be plain sailing. We know it's going to be tough, but at the same time we'll make sure we're equipped to go anywhere and to face any opponent. And then I trust this group of players that we've got the ability to do what we do.
It sounds cliche, and we did say it a lot last year, but it's just about focusing on ourselves again, really.
Yeah, nothing changes in terms of our processes and our way of working. We are very single-minded in how we go about things. We always prepare to be us. We never really prepare to worry about too many of the opposition's strengths, because then you take away the focus of what you're doing. So yeah, there's going to be teams with some special talents and really strong ways of playing, but it's important that we try, and in some games we're not going to be able to, but we try and put our way of playing onto the opponent, and then after that it'll be what it'll be.
Do you have any ambitions going into the season of, any targets, or is it just take it one game at a time?
I have, yeah, but I'm not telling you. No, we've obviously we did a lot of target setting last season with the players and with Beachy. We sit down as a group and we look at each block of games in terms of what we want to get out of it. We've looked at the season already in terms of where we feel we can get to. But again, it's not going to be given. We know it's going to be tough. We need to hit small markers and make sure that over time we're consistent. We need to find the consistency in performance and results, and then we'll hit our targets. So yeah, it's small steps at a time, but we know what we need to do, and hopefully with the work that's going in, we'll be able to carry out that.
Supporters are the heartbeat of the club. They backed us many times last season, and season ticket sales are up this year, and I suppose that's great for you to hear.
Yeah, definitely. I think we know that we're never going to have the biggest crowds, especially in this league with some of the size of the clubs that are in there, but the one thing that we have from our group of supporters is we have an unbelievable togetherness, not just as a fan group, but the supporters with the players and with the staff. We are literally one, so we know that whether we're at home or we're travelling away, we'll fight together. And last season they were unbelievable for us. The backing was amazing at times, and I've got no doubt they'll be even better this season. So we've made strides on the pitch in terms of what we've put together and the way we're working to get better. And we'll need to do that as a fan group as well. We're going to have to be louder, we're going to have to be more numbers, we're going to have to travel in more numbers and bring that same noise again, because we're all in for a bigger challenge. So it's a test for all of us, but knowing this place like I know it now, we'll stand up and we'll rise to it, and we'll fight everything that comes our way.
And the focus now, is it just finishing pre-season strongly and putting us in the best position possible going into Maidenhead? Yeah,
we've still got a lot of work to do. It's we've got 3 pre-season games to play yet. We've still got a couple of weeks of tough work to go in. And I always think that even when you go into the start of the season, that first month, you're still working on things and polishing things up, because new challenges come. It doesn't matter, again, it's cliche, but it doesn't matter the amount of challenges you try and set yourself in pre-season as a coach or as a player. Them first few games always throw things up. So long way to go. We're at the start of our process still in terms of the bigger picture, in terms of I've only been here 8 months or 9 months, whatever it is. So we're still at the start of the journey, and we need to make sure that we're right, not just for now to hit the ground running, but this club's got a goal, and we need to make sure that we're ticking all the boxes, whether the little boxes or big boxes, to get it to where it needs to be.